A very good morning and good evening to all the participants. We're going to start today's session. Now, what I would like to show in today's session, how can we integrate to the front end all the data models that we are creating in HANA S4HANA. In order to expose them to the front end, we need to use a universe. We need to have a universe. So what is a universe? A universe is nothing but to connect to HANA S4HANA and to integrate with the front end. So let me show you how we can do this. So here you have this is HANA S4HANA. Let's say we created a few calculation views. Now here you have a calculation view. Now these calculation views that are available in the backend system, how are we going to migrate to the front end? How are we going to get them to the front end system? So in order to get this, what we have to do is we need to create a universe. What is a universe? A universe is nothing but it's a semantic layer. A universe is nothing but it's a semantic layer. So click on HANA S4HANA. And here we need to create a universe. Where we can create universe? In IDT. What is that? In IDT. And from IDT, we can expose this to the user interface, to the UI. Now please see, in order to log into IDT, let us go to the remote desktop. So once we go to the remote desktop, all the participants able to see my screen? I hope all the participants able to see my screen, or do you have any issues to see my screen? All the participants is okay? Because I just got a message, participants not able to see my screen. Okay, so let us click on Start, click All Programs, click SAP HANA, click on HANA Studio. So once we click on HANA Studio, let us click OK. So once we click OK, now what are we trying to do? Once we click OK, so here you have the system called BEST, so expand BEST. So here you have content and catalog. Expand the content. So let us go to any of the package. So let me go to any of the package here. S4 HANA master data. Expand the package. Expand the sub package. Just I'm trying to check whether you have some. Okay, so here we have some calculation views. So let me double click on the calculation view. So once I double click on the calculation view, So this is the calculation view. So let us click on data preview. Once I click on data preview, once we click on data preview, click on raw data. Once I click on raw data, I think data is not available in this. Let me check out this one. So I'm not able to see any output over here. Let us click on raw data for this. Just I'm trying to check whether you have some data over here. Excuse me. Just I'm trying to check whether if any data model has some data, I would like to use it. So here we have a data model that has data. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to use this analytic view and create a universe on top of this analytic view and expose to the front end. So how can we do this? So step number one, click Start, click All Programs, click SAP Business Intelligence, and click on SAP Business Objects, BA Platform Client Tools, and click on Information Design Tool. One minute. I think in this system I'm not able to find. 1 minute, participants. Let me click on Business Intelligence. Let us click on Business Objects, BA Platform, Client Tools, and then click on Information Design Tool. So once you click on Information Design Tool, click OK. So now we're logging into the Information Design Tool. Now, what I'm trying to show participants, let me open the HANA Studio. Let us right-click on EDB. Let us log in onto the system. Let us expand content. So once we expand the content, let me go to any of the package. I just would like to access any package. Just 2 minutes, please. Okay, so here we have this. So what I'm going to do is, so let us go back to the IDT. Now this is nothing but known as information design tool. This is known as information design tool. Now once we go to the information design tool, let us right click on the system, click open session. The username is best. Provide the password W capital welcome 123 and click OK. Once I click OK, so now we log into system. So I'm logging into the system. So once we log into system, expand the system. Once we expand the system, so here you can see connections and universe. Let us expand the connections. Right click on the connections, refresh folder. So now let us right click on. So once you right click on the connections, you see there is a connection called insert relational connection. For communication between HANA and the front end, we need to create a relational connection. So here you see there is something called project. So what is a project? A project is a place where you group together related information. So what I'm going to do first, click File, click New, click on the project. Once you click on the project, let us give the name for the project. SAP S4HANA project. I'll give the project name and click Finish. Once I click Finish, so here you have the project name. Let us right click on the project, click New, and then click on a relational connection. Once you click on the relational connection, let us give the name for the connection. So let us give the name Jed Copa, or I'll just give it as Jed S4 HANA underscore connection. I'll provide the description and then click next. Click next. Once you click next, please see participants. Once you click next, here you can see SAP system. Expand the SAP system. The participants expand the SAP system. Expand SAP HANA. Select JDBC drivers. So all the participants able to hear me? Because I just got a message, participants not able to hear me and getting echo. Is everything okay, all the participants? Because it seems that you're getting echo or something like that. Parappa, is everything okay? Or is still getting echo? So little bit louder. Okay, no problem. Fine. So I'm just trying to, because my throat is not well today. Okay, so here you can see JDBC drivers. Now what I'm trying to do here, what are we trying to do? So here you have HANA S4 HANA. 1 minute please. And then here you can create a universe. And here you have the front end part. Now here you have HANA, S4 HANA. Now in order to integrate with the universe, what you need to do, you need to create a JDBC connection. What is JDBC? JDBC stands for Java Database Connect. So it can integrate to the universe. And from universe, we integrate to the user interface. Now, what I'm going to do, let us go back and create a universe. So let us go back. And before that, we need to create a connection. So let me select JDBC drivers and click next. And let us give the name. So what is the name? Name is, the username is best. Provide the password W capital welcome 123. Provide the host name SAP HANA. Provide the instance number as 00 and click on test connection. So once you click on test connection, please see participants, once you click on test connection, the test connection has failed. So what we'll do is we'll click close. So here the host name is wrong. So let me go back to SAP HANA. Let us scroll to the top. Let us right click on system, click properties, click additional properties. I'll just copy this IP address. Let us copy this IP address. Let us go back, provide the host name. And what is the instance number over here? 01. So let us go back and give the instance number as 01 and click on test connection. Once you click on test connection, test successful, click close and click finish. So once you click finish, now please see participants. So here you have a project. Under this project, we created a connection. And this connection is known as a relational connection. This is nothing but a relational connection. Now this relational connection, what is the extension that you see here? .cnx. .cnx is the extension to the relational connection. Okay, now what is the next step? So first step is complete. Step number 1 is to create a connection. Step number 1 is to create a connection. Step number 2, create a universe. How are we going to create a universe? Let us go back, right click on the project, click new, click, please see here. What do we see? HANA Business Layer. What is HANA Business Layer? HANA Business Layer is nothing but it's a build stage of universe. HANA Business Layer is nothing but it's a build stage of universe. Let us click on HANA Business Layer. Let me give the name for this, JED HANA _009. Let us give the data foundation and provide the description. So once you give in these details, click next. Once you click next, select the connection. Once you select the connection, click next Now once you click next, now here you can see all these are different packages. Now from where can you see these packages? Now these packages that you can see here, now these are from SAP HANA. But what is our package? What is our package that we are pointing to? Now let us scroll to the bottom. So once you scroll to the bottom, so here you will see, please say participants, what is the package here? The package here is S4 HANA Master Data DEC03. So I'll go back to the information design tool and let us search for S4 HANA. Let us go to S4 HANA Master Data 03. S4 HANA Master Data. So let us expand the package. Now let us select this analytic view an_actual_data and click finish. So once I click finish, now please see participants. Now this is known as business layer. What is it? Known as a business layer. So what is a business layer? And here you have the data foundation. So a data foundation is a place, so please see participants. A data foundation is nothing but the output of the semantics. Whatever the output that you define in the backend, that becomes the data foundation. Based on this data foundation, it creates a universe. Now this is known as .blx. Now here you see .dfx. A business BLX is nothing but the business layer. Now let us right click on the business layer, click publish to repository. Once we publish to repository, now what does it say? Participants, what is the error it throw? It throw an error. Unsecured connection was found in the business layer. Unsecured connections was found in the business layer. A business layer that is created on unsecured connections cannot be published. That is the reason we get this error. Then what we have to do? What we have to do is, we need to double click on the data foundation. And here you see there is something called connections. Click on the connection. Once you click on the connection, click change. Now what do you see here? Local. An unsecured connection is known as local connection. Then what is a secured connection? A secured connection is a connection that is already published to the repository. how can I publish a local connection to a secured connection? How can we do a publish from local to secured? So what we'll do is, let us right click on the connection, click on publish connection to repository, click next. So once you click next, and here you have an option called click finish. So here we have an option called click finish. So once you click finish, PC participants, the connection was successfully published. Once the connection is successfully published, click yes. Now you see another connection with the extension .cns. So .cns is a secured connection, whereas .cnx is a local connection. So what we need to do in order to publish, right click on the connection, click publish connection to repository, click next. Once you click next, and finally we need to click on finish. So once you click on finish, the connection is successfully published to repository. So please see participants, once I click next, once you click finish, the connection is already published with the same name at this location. Do you want to overwrite it? If you want to overwrite it, just click on yes. So this is how we need to publish. So once you publish, what is going to happen, participants? Once you publish, it creates an extension with .cns. .cns is nothing but it's a secured connection. Okay, now what we need to do in the next step. So in the next step, what we need to do is, please see participants, in the next step, step number 2 is complete. So step number 1 is complete. Now let us go back. Let us right click on the business layer again. Click publish to repository. Again it throws the same error. Why? Because we need to change. How do you change? Double click on the data foundation. Click on this change button. Now previously we can only see local. Now I can also see secured. I select secured and click finish. Once I click finish, click save. Now let us right click on the business layer, click publish to repository and click next, and finally click finish. Click next and click finish. So once you click finish, please see participants, universe published successfully. Once the universe is published successfully, click close. Now the universe is published successfully. Once the universe is published, now where do you find this universe? Please see participants. Let me close these connections. At the bottom you see a folder called universe. Let us right click on the folder, Click on refresh folder. Once you click on refresh folder, now here you would see expand the universe. Whatever the name that we provided to the business layer, with the same name, automatically a universe is going to get generated. So here, so what name did we provide over here? We give a name called jedhana underscore 009. So here let us go to jedhana underscore 009 dot unx. So here you find jedhana underscore 009 dot blx. Once you publish this, now here you find with the same name jedhana underscore 009 dot unx. Same name. Once you see this dot unx, it means that a universe is published successfully. What does this mean? Universe is published successfully. Now, okay, all the participants. So let me once again recap. We created a project. We created a connection, which is of type local. We published the connection. It creates a secured connection. After it creates a secured connection, I created a HANA business layer. Once I create HANA business layer, there are two objects that are internally generated by system. One is known as DFX and the other one is known as BLX. DFX is nothing but data foundation and BLX is nothing but business layer. Now once this is done, once you publish this, once you publish the BLX, then it creates something called, then it creates with the same name, it creates something called UNX, nothing but universe. Okay, so now please see participants. Okay, now please see, here I created this. Now let me minimize this. Let us minimize. Let me show you. Now here, we need to open the Launchpad. What is it? We need to open the launch. What is Launchpad? Click Start. Click All Programs. Now click on Business Objects BI Platform Client Tools. Click on the BI Launchpad. Once you click on the Launchpad, now here we need to access the front end. Now here I'm giving the username is best and provide the password as W capital welcome 123 and click log on. Once I log on, please see participants, once you log in, what is the next thing? Click on applications, click on web intelligence. Once we click on web intelligence, now what we need to do, click on create. Once you click on create, select the universe and click OK. Once we click OK, let us search for the universe. Provide the name. So what is the name I need to provide? I need to provide the name with the same name as the universe. What is the name? jedhana underscore 009. So I'll go back. So here I'll go back. So let us double click. So once you double click, now here you see the universe is created. Now whatever the name that you give for this universe, now let us go back. Let us copy and paste it over here. And let us click on refresh universe. So once you click on, let me copy paste it over here. So do you see the same name, jedhana_009 participants? Just I'm trying to search. Where is this? It should be down somewhere. Now here you see jedhana_009. This is the one. So let us select this and finally click OK. So once you click OK, now please see participants. Now here you can see. Now let us expand the BU-Keras company code BU text VV010, VV070. Now let me click refresh. Once you click refresh, now here you see the sample preview. Click on run. Once you click on run, so here you can see onto the front end, what is the company code, what is the actual gross, what is the plan gross. So here company code, company code, gross revenue, sales reductions. Now this is on the front end side. So you're seeing the company code ID, name of the company codes, gross revenues and sales reductions. Now, so from how it is actually trying to get data into the front end. Now it's trying to get data to the front end by using a universe. How universe is connected to SAP HANA? Universe is connected to SAP HANA using a business layer. How business layer is connected to HANA? Using a data foundation. How data foundation is connected to HANA? Using CNS. How CNS is created? Using CNX. CNX use which type of communication? JDBC. Let me once again recap. So here you have HANA S4 HANA. On top of this, we are creating a connection. The communication between HANA and the connection is JDBC. JDBC use SQL. On top of the connection, I created a data foundation. On top of data foundation, it created a business layer. On top of business layer, it created a universe. I published this universe. I published the business layer, it creates a universe. And this universe I'm accessing in the launchpad. It's called as LPAD. So business layer, universe dot blx dot dfx dot cnx comma dot cns. So these are nothing but the extensions. Dot cnx, dot cns. CNS is nothing but secured. CNX is local. DFX is nothing but data foundation. BLX is nothing but business layer. UNX is nothing but universe. And finally launched to the LPAD. All the participants okay? So let me give the step-by-step process. Step number 1 is to create a connection. Step number 2 is to create a data foundation. Step number 2 is to create a business layer. Once you publish the business layer, universe gets created. And this universe you can access in the LPAD. Let me show you the assignments for the participants. How participants will be able to access the assignments. So let us go to the Dropbox. Let us go to the Dropbox. Let us go to Set to Materials. And here you can see UI integration with HANA S4. Double click on this. Now double click on this document. Now here there is a step-by-step, very detailed document. So it is more than 56-page document. So every step is captured, step-by-step process. Okay, all the participants. So now what is Design Studio? A Design Studio, we can create our own custom application. Design Studio operates based on HTML5 runtime. It operates based on HTML5 runtime. So what is the runtime? HTML5. How will a Design Studio connect to SAP HANA? How Design Studio connect to SAP HANA? It connects using ODBC. Design Studio connects to SAP HANA using ODBC. It's known as HDB ODBC. It's known as HDB ODBC. HDB ODBC. Open Database Connect. So step number 1. So what is the step number 1? To create this connection. Step number 2, launch Design Studio. And step number 3, access HANA views. Access this HANA views inside the Design Studio and create custom application. So step number 1 is to create HDB ODBC connection. Step number 2 is to launch Design Studio and access HANA views to the Design Studio and create custom applications. So is this okay until here? All the participants are okay until here? So what is the meaning of runtime? So runtime, normally you have flash runtime and HTML5 runtime. Now iPad and iPhone don't support flash runtime. You know, most of the Android devices support flash, but there is a restriction usage of flash runtime in iPad and iPhone. So Apple officially don't support flash runtime. So it supports HTML5 runtime. So Design Studio is best optimized to be running on HTML5 runtime. So Just give me 5 minutes. Just give me 5 minutes. I'll just try to connect. Let me launch Design Studio. Click on Application, New. Let us add data source. Let's click Browse. Let us try to access any of these analytic views. Let us right click, edit initial view. Let us drag and drop view Keras. So this is the data that we see in the output. So we are seeing view Keras and VV010001. Click OK and create cross tab. I'm just trying to repeat again. So here we can see the cross tab. So what is the next thing I would like to do? I would like to generate a chat for this. So let us select the chat, drag and drop the chat onto the work area. Let us drag and drop the chat onto the work area. I'm just trying to adjust here. So let us assign data source for this chat. Select the chat and assign the data source. So here we assign the data source and let us drag and drop dimension filter. So select the dimension, select data source, select the dimension here. So I'll select view Keras as the dimension. Let us select view Keras as the dimension of view text. So here we selected Bucharest and finally save. So this is where we are getting this issue. So let's click on and click execute locally. So this is what the previous issue was. Let me execute here, execute locally. So once you execute locally, it should open in the web page. So we need to open this in the web page. So once you open this, so here you have table and here you have the dimension filter. So click on the dimension filter. Once you click on the dimension filter, so select the required dimensions like Germany, US. So whatever you require, just you can select those and click apply. So once you click apply, so this is the custom application. So you can take your own web items. So all these are known as web items. So you can design your own custom application by using these web items. So what are we trying to do? We're taking these web items called components, and to these components, I'm assigning the data source. A data source is an object that provides data to the component. So this is called as crosstab component. This is a chat component, and this is a dimension component. So to these components, we're trying to provide data, and once you execute, you're creating a custom application, and this application uses HTML5 runtime. It uses HTML5 runtime to execute this. Thank you all the participants to attend today's session. Today we see topics related to information design tool and web intelligence.